Hi guys, Rachel, Spunky Misfit Girl here. And today I don't have a sample to show you to start with because what we're gonna do is we're gonna sew some signatures into a hardcover book. I've been working on just kind of cleaning up some of the projects that I've had sitting on my table for ages. And this is one of them. When I first started doing junk journals, I had this style of making books where I actually glued the signatures to the end papers and then glued the end papers to the cover. It's just not a very nice way of making books ultimately. So I had a couple of these older covers that I had made where I tore those pages out. And I wanted to refresh these and give them new life by sewing in a new set of signatures and giving them new end paper. So I think the end result will be really beautiful. I have a couple of them, but I'm just gonna start with one and show you how I'm doing this. So I just ripped out those interior pages, and what I wanted to do, I am actually gonna glue the spine in over this, but I cut a sheet of paper that was the right size that I'm putting in there. I actually thought I was putting it right side up, but that's upside down. I'm putting it in there on top of that just in case any of that ookiness will show through. This is going to be my spine. This is just a piece of book cloth that I have cut to size. I did put it under books for a couple nights because it's a little curled. It's still, you can see it's a little curled, but I think it should be all right. And then I've got cut a couple of end papers to go in here too. These are from a set of Italian papers I actually ordered from a place in, I think it's Florence. I think I came across these first when I was actually in Florence, and then ordered from the company, and they're just absolutely stunning. I don't know if you can see, but they have this really beautiful, gentle gold gilding on there. It's just, they're beautiful. So I thought they fit really well with this kind of medieval paper that I have on the front, which is a little light. It's a little thin. You can kind of see through it to the book board underneath. And unfortunately, it's just not as vibrant as I would have liked. So it might not be the worst idea to eventually someday actually recover this, or even just do more on the front and give it a little bit more life. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes with getting some signatures in there newly, and then maybe I will do some work on refreshing that as well. So this is no, I don't really have a process for this. I'm going to kind of just figure this out as it goes. We want to sew these in so that they're going to be about like this. So I'm just going to place my my spine down and my papers, and I'm going to kind of, you know, this is probably one area where measuring is not a bad idea, but also you can get away without it. It's just not, you don't have to do it. So I'm just gonna give myself about where I want each of 3 holes. I'm just gonna do a pamphlet stitch. So I'm just marking those both on the spine and on my papers. And actually, let's give ourselves, I'm just going to give us a little thing so that we know this is the top on the back. And then we need a second set of those for the other signature. Kind of pretty close So I'm just gonna match those on the spine to start with. This is gonna be a little tricky because I do have a piece of book board. No, I'm not sewing through that. Silly me. I'm only gonna sew through this. And then we're gonna glue this in, and so that will be fine. That is a good way to do this. Okay, so that's fine. So then we're gonna take this paper and this paper. So I built 2 signatures for this to go in. I think they're about 6 pages each, just because I used kind of slightly bulkier paper. So this is gonna be our front signature, and I'm gonna line that up. Let me just put this one in here too so that I can see that I'm kind of even on where this will go in relation to the other signature too. And so then I'm going to mark my spots for my holes on this guy too. Okay, and then with that done, I am going to actually clip these together. I actually want to move this. I'm going to move this one. I don't want that as my middle piece because it's a reuse, and that's going to make those, all those extra holes really obvious. Okay, so my signature can come round. I'm going to actually clip it here. And I'm going to fold that backward. And I'm going to use my awl and poke my holes with it as closed as possible, just because I want this one to be really smooth when I go like this and pull it back around. So now I'm going to just come in here and make sure that my holes go all the way through. Probably should have been a little bit better about that, but yeah, that's okay. We got there. I might have just made a new hole there because I can't quite see exactly there. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so those are good. I'm gonna punch my holes on my spine as well. Also with my awl. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do all of those now because we've got our second signature ready. So let us go ahead, and now this guy is going to get clipped. So we're doing the back signature first, and we're going to clip that just to this little spine guy here, and get out our needle and some thread. I'm really hoping this guy turns out nicely. I have a market tomorrow as of the day of filming this, and I'm hoping to be able to stick this guy in the booth. Okay, so then we're just going to come through our middle into the spine. Leave myself a little bit of a tail here to the end of my book. And then I'm going to go in through the top. It's a bit tricky. In through the top and in through my top hole if I can find it. Oh yeah, that worked out very nicely. No problem. Very good. Okay, and then down all the way to the bottom and back out. Also very smooth. And then inside again through that middle. And don't we love it when the sewing goes right? And then I'm just gonna tie that around here with a couple of knots and give myself a little trim. Beautiful. Okay, now we've just got our first signature. I probably shouldn't have made those hole marks on the front quite so pencil-y like that, because you will kind of be able to see that. I'm gonna should have made them a little lighter. I give it a little erase before I put it into the book, and that'll help. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this guy too. So we're gonna just turn him around and clip, and then poke our holes. I don't want to crease too hard because I don't want to weaken the crease here. So actually, I think I'm gonna clip it down here too. I got these new clips just this week. Aren't they cool? This guy here, I love that. I want to actually put them in journals. Okay, and then that guy's gonna come right back around, get unclipped. Let us do a little erasing. Get rid of those lines, and then we can hopefully see our holes in here. Yep, good. Very nice. This one a little trickier. Okay. I lost something. I think I must have cut a piece off that I had intended as a pocket when I made the signatures a little shorter. Okay, so this guy now, I'm actually gonna clip him here, I think, because then I'll be able to see. So I'm going 3 times the height just to be absolutely sure that I have enough with my thread. And I'm gonna do the same stitch again, out through the middle, through my spine, leaving myself a tail. And then I'm going in through the top, first through my spine and then through my papers. And this one's a little tricky. Sometimes it works nicely to just kind of split them apart a little bit to be able to actually see where your needle's going. And then all the way down through the bottom, both pieces, and then back in through the middle. And hopefully, yep, that shouldn't be too much of a problem since you already went through there. And then we're just gonna go underneath and around that inside thread. Ooh, I'm happy with this, you guys. I think it's gonna be a really beautiful little book. And sometimes people are looking for blank ones that they can just use. They don't want something that's already filled. So it's nice to have a couple like that. in my booth. Okay, so now we've just got our signatures, both sewn in to the spine. I'm just gonna take that guy and I'm gonna glue him right in to here. And I am gonna go ahead and just use my Fabri-Tac because it's here. I would recommend, however, for this step, PVA glue is very good. Stuff that's made specifically for bookbinding. It is a little bit more flexible. This stuff works too. It is a really good and versatile glue. I just don't have a bowl. The PVA glue is very runny. You kind of need to put it into a bowl and use a big brush and all that. It's a little bit more hassle. So the only thing with this is that because my thing is curly, I want to make sure that this gets really really stuck in here, because it's a bit wanting to just curl upward. It's fine. We're going to put the end papers over it anyway, so it's not a huge deal. But I don't want it to curl up underneath my end papers either. I want it to be nice and stuck in there. So I'm just going to give it a sec here. Keep my papers up so that that kind of stays flat. And actually, well, no, I don't want to bend it. Let's leave it. Try to get it into those creases too, and just, you know, sort of squidge it around a little bit so that it will bend nicely with my creases in the way that I made the covers, because there's a little bit of just a line in between the spine and the covers since I did it with bookboard. Okay, and so I have these end papers. I think I was planning this guy here. Oh, isn't that lovely? Don't you love it? So let's see if I can glue and hold at the same time. Probably I can't. I don't think that's gonna work. So I think we're okay. That Fabri-Tac is pretty good. I think we'll keep going. This is why I'm not very good at being an official bookbinder who like makes, you know, super tight stitching and perfect clean books, because I just, the patience that takes, it's not my strong suit. It just isn't. I like to move on and make it. All right, I just want to make sure I cover up all remnants of that old white end paper that was in there before. So I cut this really close, and I just need to make sure it's in exactly the right spot here. Ooh, this is just, I'm really pleased with how this set of colors is turning out on this guy. You know, sometimes it's a little hard with something where it's like partially already made. You didn't really plan it out from the start, and you're trying to fit stuff that you have into it to make it work out as something beautiful. It can be tricky, but I think I've done it with this guy, and that is going to be a stunning final product. Oh, I love it. Yeah? What do you guys think? Beautiful, right? Stunning. I'm going to put that in my shop. It feels like a shop. My booth this weekend. I love it. I have one more to do, but I don't know if I'll do that on camera. I think I'm just going to leave it at that. That gives you a good idea of exactly how to repurpose a set of book covers and sew in a couple of signatures. It's pretty straightforward. It's not too complicated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you so much, and I will see you in the next video.